Okay. Hi guys. Hello. Hi.
Guys, hello.
Welcome to Vedantu. Welcome to We Learn English.
Welcome to Vedantu.
I hope all of you are doing great again as usual. Glad to see all of you here. Hi Anushka, Nandanash, then we have Suman, Ankita, Swastika, Anjali. Hi. Hey future doctor. Hi. Hey Anson. Awesome. I hope all of you are doing great. Fantastic, mind blowing, amazing. Yeah. Hey Jesh, that's a big compliment. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jesh. I'm sure that every teacher is unique in their own way. That's what I believe. Okay. Hey, hi Soumya. Okay, your name is Soumya. Hey, thank you, Froggy. Awesome. Being awesome is just because of awesome guys like you. So whenever I look down here, I'm just checking my phone. Okay, to check the chat. Sounds amazing, right? Hey, Twinkle. Hi, Twinkle. Hi, Renu. Hi, Saloni. Chalo, theek hai. A warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to Vedantu. Welcome to We Learn English. Welcome to the session with DZ Sir. I call myself DZ these days. I've got so much used to this acronym that the other day one of my new neighbors asked me what my name is, and I told him DG. He was like, "What?" All right, so I'm just kind of getting used to this. Anyway, so today's topic is one of the most common and one of the topic that is the most searched for. Many students requested for this topic, that is gap filling. It is a part of integrated grammar, especially for CBSE board. I'm going to talk about the topic. So before we begin the topic, there is something really important that I want to talk to you guys about. See, when it comes to education, what I feel or what I believe is it is the after survival. It is the most important aspect of a human being's life. Like once your survival is taken care of, food, clothing, shelter. After that, what a human being thinks about the most important aspect is to get educated, because education is empowerment. Education gives a new direction to your life. It makes you better. It can help you to become the best version of what you can be. So when it comes to learning online, getting education online, these are the problems that students face. Right from the problems of doubt solving, problem of notes, um, tests and assignments, preparation for competitive exams, the choice of schedule, and the choice of language as well. For example, when you're learning online, be it on YouTube or any other random online platform which is not organized, maybe you learn the topics, maybe you learn the concepts, but then nobody is talking about the most important aspect, that is doubts. Okay. And anybody who's teaching online, they are not even bothered about notes. Okay. People don't talk about tests and assignments when it comes to online education. What about competitive exams? They are equally important, right? And one of the most important factors, that is choice of schedule. For example, you decide to study around 5 in the evening, but then the lectures are happening around 12 in the afternoon. That is again inconvenient, right? So the choice of schedule matters a lot. And the choice of language. There are many students who like to study in English, but there are some who prefer some other language. Okay. So Vedantu has a solution to all these problems here. Yes, you heard me right. We at Vedantu, we have carefully thought about these problems, very diligently analyzed these problems, and we have a solution to all these problems. I'm sure you are as excited as I am to know the solution. All right, so stay tuned with me. I'm going to tell you the solution. For now, let's start with this topic, that is gap filling. It's a part of integrated grammar. You see, the word integrated grammar is used. Now, what do we mean by this integrated? We have heard this word integrated. The word integrated just means mixed approach. Okay. Or you can simply call it blended approach. And for those who don't know me yet, my name is Dheeraj Gubeja. You guys can simply call me DG, all right? D for Dheeraj and G is for Gubeja here. I'm a master teacher here at Vedantu. Besides this, I have been teaching English for more than 9 years now. I'm not only an academic English teacher, but then I'm a communication coach and human psychologist. I've done mind studies, human mind study through science and spirituality approach. So this is all that I'm doing on this channel. So this channel is not only about English communication skills. The name suggests, yes, we learn English. English is the main purpose of the channel, and backed by communication skills, personality development sessions, mind psychology sessions, something like how that you can train your mind so that your mind works for you. This is what we are doing on this channel, and that's what we call 360-degree approach to self improvement. Basically, this channel is going to help you to become a better version of what you can be in terms of communication, in terms of personality development, and in terms of clarity of the mind. Okay, that is what you can expect from me. And so for those who are new to this channel, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Do not only subscribe it, hit the bell icon as well so that you don't miss the regular updates. All right, perfect. So let's talk about this topic here, that is integrated grammar, gap filling. See, when we use the word grammar, it is nothing but the rules of a language. So for example, when I have to, when I want to talk about something in the past tense, a very basic rule is that we do not use a double past tense, right? This is something that everybody knows. For example, if I say I did not spoke to him, that is considered wrong English, right? So it has to be I did not speak to him, because we cannot use two past tenses together, especially with did. So this is nothing but a rule. So grammar basically gives foundation. It's like the base of a language. It's the foundation of a language. Without grammar, it will be very difficult to decide the correct use of language. Imagine if there was no grammar. Imagine if we would not study grammar. If we did not study grammar, I will be using language my way. Others will use language their own way. So it will be all mess, right? That's why grammar is something that gives a foundation to a language. It's a systematic study of rules of a language, how a particular language must be used. That is what the grammar of that language decides. Basically, all the rules here. So when it comes to learning grammar, it has different approaches, right? Example, when you're learning for your marks, grammar can be learned two ways, categorically, largely two ways here. One is it could be learned academically, that is for your marks. The main purpose is to score marks, and the other one is communication. That means you are using grammar to improve your communication skills for spoken English, written English, or for that matter, whatever it is. So when it comes to learning grammar, especially when it's academics purpose for your marks, one of the ways is integrated grammar. That is what CBSE board has. So the word integrated means mixed approach. The literal meaning, just a synonym for integrated, is mixed, blended, or combined approach of grammar. And under integrated grammar in CBSE, we have gap filling, editing and omission, jumbled words, all these exercises. So today I'm just doing gap filling. Okay, I will have sessions on editing and omission. I'm gonna have a session on jumbled words as well, jumbled sentences. That is something which is confusing for many students. So without any further delay, let's get started. So this is grammar time here. Let's learn gap filling together. So ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath, fasten your seat belts, put yourself on the top gear, and let's ride. Let's ride into the ride of gap filling with DZ. Okay, here we go. Let's understand what is gap filling. The word gap filling makes it very clear. Look at this here. So when we talk about gap filling, a gap filling is a practice exercise in which learners have to replace words missing from a text. Look at this diagram here. So of course there is this bridge being built, and there is a gap. Now when we fill this gap, We have to fill this gap in grammar um, in various ways, in multiple ways. What is that? Let's talk about that. So these words are chosen and removed in order to practice a specific language point. For example, it could be items of grammar, vocabulary, features of written text such as conjunctions. These are common in testing. So gap filling is like a sentence will be given, and in a sentence there will be a gap. Now, to fill that gap, there will be options given, and those options could be based on any grammar topic. The grammar topics that we have learned, it could be based on tenses, it could be based on preposition, conjunction, or it could be based on checking the vocabulary as well, the use of words. That's exactly what a gap filling is. Basically, you're filling the gap. There is a gap and you're filling the gap. Now, to fill the gap, we need some component, right? And that component could be a grammar component, it could be a vocabulary component, at times it could be phrases, relevant phrases. So mainly it is grammar. Most of the times it is some grammar component, and at times it could be a vocabulary component as well. Let's understand this with examples. Let's understand this with examples. Okay. So we are going to understand 3 examples here, literally an exercise. I hope you are ready for it. All of you are ready for the example. Hmm? Okay. Hey, don't worry, Froggy. We will do editing in Omission also. It's not easy. It's not difficult. You're gonna DG is going to make it easy for you guys. Don't worry. Okay. Chalo. Let's start. Let's see an example here. So let's work it out together. Let's learn it together. Look at this first exercise, guys. Look at this first exercise. A passage like this is given, okay, along with the options. A passage is given along with the options. Now, this is an example of gap filling. This is an example of a gap filling exercise. A passage is given and the MCQs are given. That is, multiple options are given. And we have to fill these gaps. We have to fill these gaps with the correct option. That's all we have to do. This is mostly for 3 marks. This is mostly for 3 marks in your CBSE board exam. Okay, look at this here. Let's do this. Let's do this. So there's a dash here, there's a gap. So one of the dash problems facing the world today, or the world is facing today, is global warming. Okay. Many scientists believe that a production of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases is having a heating effect on the atmosphere, and this dash be very dangerous for human life. We dash examine the problem of global warming and suggest some ways of solving it. Chalo, let's try to understand the first one. So one of dash biggest problems facing the world, or the world is facing, it should actually be the world is facing. I'm just going to change this here. So one of the biggest problems, yeah, the world is facing. Okay. So one of the dash problems the world is facing. There was a typo. There was a typo. I've just uh, kind of corrected it right in front of you guys. So one of the dash problems the world is facing is global warming. So the answer would be what, guys? Can you guess the answer? Will it be bigger, biggest, most big, or simply big? Now this is from degrees of comparison. Can you guys guess this here? This is from degrees of comparison. We have learned degrees of comparison, and if you see, we need a superlative degree here. We need a superlative degree. One of the biggest problems. Why do we need a superlative degree? Because there is a the before that. You see the use of the article the before that. One of the biggest. So if we want a superlative degree, of course it has to be biggest. Okay. So the first would be biggest. One of the biggest problems the world is facing is global warming. And this is one explanation, that there is an article the before it. So before a superlative degree, we use the article the. And this is one of the biggest problems. That is why we'll say the superlative degree, one of the biggest problems. That's what is going to be grammatically correct. Another explanation for this is, why are we using biggest? If you see, we're talking about the problems in the world. We're talking about the problems in the world. Okay. And we have to use a relevant and appropriate adjective form here. So I cannot say one of the bigger problems. I have to use the biggest problems because there is a comparison happening. So when there is a comparison happening of more than two things, you see we have to use some form of degree, right? And because the article the is given, we have to use a superlative degree here. Perfect. So one of the biggest problems the world is facing is global warming. Many scientists believe that our production of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases is having a heating effect on the atmosphere, and this dash be very dangerous for human life. Now this we want a modal auxiliary. We want a modal auxiliary that expresses possibility. This dash be very dangerous for human life. This expresses a big possibility. So the correct modal auxiliary for possibility is could. We need a possibility here. Some of you are confused between could and shall. Look at this here. We are not talking about the future effect here. Shall is used for future, right? This will not be incorrect. Shall is used for future, but then we need a modal auxiliary whose function is possibility here. That means what we are trying to say, many scientists believe that our production of carbon dioxide, that the carbon dioxide gas that is emitted, and the other greenhouse gases which are emitting, they are having a heating effect on the atmosphere, and this dash be very dangerous for human life. Now, it's a possibility that could be dangerous. There's a possibility, it's a big possibility. So we have to use it accordingly, according to the possibility. So could could is the only modal auxiliary here. Could is the only modal auxiliary here whose function is possibility, to show possibility. So could be very dangerous for human life. We dash examine the problem. Look at the third one. We dash examine the problem of global warming and suggest some ways of solving it. So we may, we can, we should, or we must. This is like compulsory for us. So we need a modal auxiliary that has a function of compulsion, because we want compulsion here. We want compulsion. So we don't have an option here. If you want to save our planet, if you want to save our human life, we must examine the problem. Compulsion. Guys, should is not used for compulsion, okay? Should is not used for compulsion. These are the answers. These are the answers. Look at this funny gif. Even though this looks a little funny here, but then this is a reality. Planet Earth is, Mother Earth is kind of, of course, it has got a lot of problems of global warming, ozone layer depletion, increasing pollution, etc., etc. So this is something that we are working on. Humans are now working on. Look at this here. So one of the biggest problems. So the first one is biggest. The second one is could. Okay, and this could be very dangerous because I told you we need a possibility here, and we must examine the problem. We must, because we want compulsion here. I mean, there is no option. If I say we should is like obligation. Should is used for obligation, that we should do it. But then when I say we must do it, we must examine, like I'm trying to make it compulsory. I'm trying to make it so compulsory that it's not optional anymore. We have to do it. So must is what we have to use. Okay. This is how we go about the gap filling problems, gap filling exercises. This is the first example, guys. This is the first example. Let's do one more example. Let's do one more example. Look at this here. This could be your favorite because this is something related to you guys. Something related to you guys. Okay, look at this here. So we read this passage given below. We fill in the blanks by choosing the most appropriate word or phrases from the given option. This can also be for 3 marks. So look at this here. High school is a critical time in the life of young people. Yeah, when you guys are in high school, you've completed your primary school and you're in high school. This is a very sensitive time of our life. When you are a teenager, the kind of phase that you guys are going through. This is the time where you can actually mold yourself, to the best possible in terms of your physical body, mind, and your career goals, planning, the things that you want to learn, all that. So high school is a critical time in the life of young people. On dash one hand, teenagers are eager to enjoy their freedom and independence, while on the other hand, they must be disciplined enough to keep dash priorities straight. Okay, look at this here. They must be disciplined enough to keep dash priorities straight. In my opinion, the family, the peer group, and the school impact high school students the dash at this vulnerable time. Okay, chalo theek hai. Let's talk about the first one. Let's talk about the first one. Okay, look at this bit. So, high school is a critical time in the life of young people. On dash one hand, on dash one hand. Will I say on the one hand? On one hand, teenagers are eager to enjoy their freedom and independence, while on the other hand, think. First one would be no article. Ah, perfect. It's going to be no article. It's going to be no article. This is a common mistake. This is a common mistake that everybody makes here. When we use this phrase on the one hand, we using the is a common mistake. So it actually has to be on one hand without article. So it's going to be on one hand. So we have to remove this article. Okay. So it basically would be no article here. Okay. So no article. That's the answer here. So we do not have to use the. This is a very common mistake. So let's not make this. So on one hand and then on the other hand, look at this here. 1 minute. Yeah. On one hand, so on one hand, you see, this is there without article. So there will be no article. On one hand, teenagers are eager to enjoy their freedom and independence. While on the other hand, so this is there. While on the other hand, they must be disciplined enough to keep dash priorities straight. To keep whose priorities? To keep whose priorities? To keep. Second one will be keep their priorities. Of course, we are using a possessive pronoun here. Whose priorities? Their priorities. To keep their priorities straight. I cannot say keep the priorities straight because we want to talk about whose priorities. Basically, we're talking about priorities, right? So these priorities are by someone, are by those students. Okay. So their priorities. We need a possessive pronoun which shows belonging, which shows possession. So their priorities straight. Okay. In my opinion, the family, the peer group, and the school impact high school students the dash at this vulnerable time. The word vulnerable just means sensitive. This is the age, teenage is the age when it's very sensitive. The students are, many children are vulnerable at this point of time, vulnerable to wrong influence, wrong company, or maybe addictions, the wrong decisions in life. So this is something we have to be very careful about. Family, the peer group, that is the group of people whom you are with, and the school also. This impacts a lot. The school impact high school students dash students the dash at this vulnerable time. Okay, the most. Okay, the most. So of course we need a superlative degree again. I will not say impact high school students the best, not the highest. We have to use the most. Okay, we have to use the most. So it is like much more most. Much more most. So I need the superlative form here. The most at this vulnerable time. Perfect. So these are the answers. Yes. The first one, there is no article. So high school is a critical time in the life of young people. On one hand, don't write on the one hand because the phrase, when we use the phrase on one hand, that is without article. Okay. So on one hand, teenagers are eager to enjoy their freedom and independence, while on the other hand, over here, of course, we have the article the here. While on the other hand, they must be disciplined enough to keep their priorities straight. So this is their priorities. Okay. And in my opinion, the family, the peer group, and the school impact high school students the most. Of course, we are using a superlative degree, the most at this vulnerable time. Perfect. Okay. Is this clear, guys? Tell me. Are we clear with both the exercises here of gap filling? So if you carefully notice, in the first exercise, the first sentence, the first gap was related to grammar, degrees of comparison. Second is related to a verb, to specifically modal auxiliary verbs. And third one is also related to modal auxiliary verbs. Okay. In the second exercise, if you see, the first one is related to articles, which is again grammar. The second one is related to pronouns, the use of the correct pronoun. The third one is related to again degrees of comparison. Okay, which degree is to be used? The most, the highest, the maximum. So this is what integrated grammar is. It's a mix of all grammar topics, mix of most common grammar topics that we learn. And gap filling is just a way. It is a way that it is a way to use grammar basically. So your grammar is tested this way. Your grammar knowledge is tested this way. State board and ICSE, they have a different approach. They have a direct approach of do as directed. CBSE has this integrated approach. Okay. Okay. All right, Jia. Take care. Bye bye. So Crazy Froggy has a question. Why not shall instead of could? It is apparent that global warming is dangerous. So why not shall? Shall will not be incorrect. Shall will not be incorrect. But in the example, we had to okay. This is what I'm talking about. In this example, we had to talk about the possibility. Look at this here. So many scientists believe that our production of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse is having a heating effect on the atmosphere, and this could be very dangerous for human life. This shall be very dangerous. We are not referring to future time here. Look at this here. We are not referring to future time because the damage has already happened. Get my point? Okay. Try to understand my point, Froggy. The damage has already happened. Okay, and it could be very dangerous. It could be very dangerous. I mean, there is a big possibility that it could be very dangerous. So when we want to highlight possibility, we have to use could. Shall does not have a function of possibility. Shall can only be used for future tense or to express a determination. Okay. To understand this in detail, to understand the use of modal auxiliary verbs in detail, please check out my video Modal Auxiliary Verbs. Please watch that. Hey, hi Som. Hi Som. Okay, Froggy. Superb. Great. Chalo, theek hai. So the second exercise is also done. Let's do one more, guys. One last exercise. Let's do one last exercise. Look at this here. So we are going to talk about a very popular celebrity. The exercise is based on a very popular actor, Amitabh Bachchan. We all know him. The entire world knows him. And he has just recovered from COVID-19. He's tested negative finally. He's back home. May God bless him. Okay. So finally, we have an example on him. We have an example on him. For those who like Amitabh Bachchan, I mean, I personally like him. He's a great example of gentleman. All right, so look at this here. We have an example on him. Look at this here. So Amitabh Bachchan is dash of the greatest actors this country has produced. His fluency, his gift of timing, his command dash the language is unparalleled. Dash his historic talents too are among the dash this country dash produced. Even now he dash one of the most popular actors of the country. And these are the options given. Chalo, theek hai. Let's talk about Big B. Let's talk about Big B. Okay, so look at this here. So Amitabh Bachchan is what? Amitabh Bachchan is one of the greatest actors this country has produced, or two of the greatest actors, or a of the greatest actors, or of the greatest actors. The first one will be one, right? One of the greatest actors. This is again superlative form that is used. So Amitabh Bachchan is one of the greatest actors. We cannot say two of the greatest actors because, of course, there is only one person. Amitabh Bachchan is singular, right? I cannot even use a of the greatest actors because that's grammatically incorrect. Of is not even possible. So first one is one. Okay, so Amitabh Bachchan is one of the greatest actors this country has produced. His fluency, his gift of timing, his command of the language, over the language, of the language, or upon the language. You have command of something or you have command over something. Command is to have hold, proficiency basically. So you have command of the language, command over the language, of double F or upon. You have a hold over, right? So it is actually has to be command over. Correct preposition. This is about a preposition. Command over the language is unparalleled. Unparalleled matlab nobody else can meet his fluency. It is unparalleled. Like there are very few people who speak as well he does. I mean he speaks really well, right? Be it English or Hindi. His communication skills, his fluency is really good. Is really nice. So it's unparalleled. Okay. Dash his histrionic talents. Look at this here. Dash his, it's not historic, it's actually histrionic talents. Something that he has done related to his career. All the talents that he has shown. Dash his histrionic talents. Two are among the dash this country. Let's try this. Histrionic talents. So dash his histrionic talents. Two are among the dash this country dash produced. So can I say never? Never his histrionic? Never his histrionic? Or otherwise his histrionic? Always his histrionic? Or sometimes? Sometimes his histrionic talents? Yeah, it will be sometimes. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Sometimes, of course. Sometimes is the only word that sounds grammatically correct here. So sometimes, as a subject, it sounds grammatically correct. So never his historic talents doesn't make sense. Otherwise, his historic talents too doesn't make sense. Always also doesn't make sense. So sometimes, yes, sometimes we're talking about the frequency. We're talking about the frequency. Frequency, that is sometimes. So sometimes his histrionic talents too are among the what? Among the dash this country has produced. Among what? Among the best, among the better, among the worst, or among the good? Among the best. Perfect. So among the best, this country, that is, of course, we're talking about India. Now, because of course, it's only one country, singular. Among the best, this country, this country, what? This country, what? Was produced, have produced, has produced, or had produced. This will be has produced, right? Because there's only one country. Perfect. Yes, Chandar, Gargi. Correct, correct. It's has. Yeah. And finally, even now, he dash one of the most popular actors of the country. Even now, he dash, he has, he have, he had, or he is one of the most popular actors of the country. Okay, let's check the answers. These are the answers. He is, right? Great, great, great. So yeah, Amitabh Bachchan is one of the greatest actors this country has produced. His fluency, his gift of timing, his command over the language is just unparalleled. So over the language, sometimes his histrionic talents too are among the best this country has produced. Why has produced here? Because of course we're talking about only one country, that's India. This country has produced. Of course, this is singular. The verb must also be singular. Even now, he is one of the most popular actors of the country. Super. So guys, if you notice this, if you notice, there are six options here, there are six gaps, and the first one is again related to grammar, which is related to degrees of comparison. Second one is related to prepositions. Okay. Third one, if you see, is related to adverbs. Okay, adverb of which type of adverb will be correct here. Fourth one is again related to degrees of comparison. Fifth one is related to subject verb agreement. Look at this here, the option E that we use. This country has produced, of course, because this is a singular country, only one country is what you're talking about. The subject is singular, so of course I'll say has produced. This is a concept of subject verb agreement. And finally, even now he is one of the most popular actors of the country, because it is there in present, right? I cannot say he has one of the most popular actors. I have to use a state of being verbs. I have to use a state of being verbs, one of the state verbs. So what do we have under to be verbs? Am, is, are, was, were, be, right? So what do I have to use here? Is, state of being. Am, is, are. So even now he is, not he was, or not he has, or he had. He is one of the most popular actors of the country. All right. So that's all about the session, guys. We are done with gap filling. Tell me if you're clear with this topic now, all of you. This has been one of the most confusing topics for many students. I hope this is clear now. The only way to be really good at this topic, that is gap filling, is to practice. So once you know the topics, practice as many exercises as you can. You get many exercises on the internet also. There are many websites which can give you these exercises, and whichever notes you guys are following, maybe OSWAL or some other notes for your CBSE portion, CBSE syllabus, you have a lot of exercises related to gap filling. So practice here. It is going to be just like maths. It's like you know the topics and now you have to practice as many exercises as you can. That's only then you will be clear. Only then you will be thorough with this. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So that's all about the topic, guys. And I told you about the problems that I'm going to tell you about. So I'm sure you are excited to know about the solution to these problems. So when we learn online, these are the problems students face, right? Right from the problem of doubt solving, notes, tests and assignments, competitive exams, the choice of schedule, the choice of language. All these problems are solved now. Do you want to know how? And not only these problems are solved, you get these bonus features as well. Check out these bonus features, guys. Sorry, check out these bonus features. You get access, unlimited access to live classes. You get access to all micro and crash courses. Performance reports are sent to you. You get personal attention in the session. All this is possible in just one subscription. You will have to enroll for this Vedantu Pro subscription. The link is vdnt.in/ytpro. The link is also given in the description box, guys. Check the link in the description box. Click on the link. The page opens up and use my code DGPro. Look at the code here, DGPro. The code sounds as cool as we all are, right? DGPro. DGPro. You guys can even sing this code if you want. Simply use this code. Select the first option. Select your grade. All 12 grades are given. For example, you select 10th standard here. Second would be you select your board, whether you're from CBSE, State Board or ICSE. Then you check out this detail. I would request you to go through this page very carefully, because all the information is given in a very detailed manner on this page. When you check out these details, the features, what all is included in this pro subscription, and you can even watch a video. Like whatever is included in the pro subscription, you can watch a video on that. Isn't that great? So all the subscription, all the great benefits and features which are included in the pro subscription, once you have read the features, once you like the features, then you click on get subscription. The moment you click on get subscription, there will be three options available to you. You can go for a 1-month subscription, 3-month subscription, or even 6-month subscription. 1-month subscription, usually the price before coupon code is 2699. If you use the coupon code DGPro, the price will drop down to 2294. Okay, you get a flat saving of more than 400 rupees. If you go for a 3-month subscription, usually the price is 7,000 rupees before coupon code. But then once you use my coupon code DGPro, the price will drop down to 5949. And then if you go for a 6-month subscription, guys, 11,500 rupees is the price before coupon code. And after you apply the coupon code DGPro, it will drop down to 9,774 rupees only. Right? I'm not using the word only just for the sake of using it. This is not a formality. It is something that I really mean it. Because if you see, the longer the duration you go for, the more the number of months, the more the money you save. So a 1-month subscription, 3-month subscription, or a 6-month subscription. What I can advise you is, I mean, I of course cannot ask you to go for some particular subscription. That is something you will decide after you discuss with your parents and maybe your other near and dear ones. But then the best option would be to go for a 1-month subscription. This is just a suggestion. I'm not asking you to do that. This is just a suggestion. If you go for a 1-month subscription, you will understand all the features and benefits. And I'm sure you will love the pro subscription. and 1 month is more than sufficient. It's more than enough to understand whether this service is for you or not. So once you go for this 1 month subscription, enjoy it for 30 days, try it out yourself, check the benefits, and I'm sure it will definitely make you feel like a pro student. And then you can anytime upgrade. This is just a suggestion. And to go for it, to enroll for the subscription, go onto this link, visit this link, vdnt.in/ytpro. Use the code DGPRO, that's my coupon code DGPRO, to avail the discount to save the money. This has never been possible. It's like you're getting the best education possible. Yeah, you're getting the best education possible. At the same time, you're saving your money as well. It sounds good, right? That's all about the session, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the session. You were learning gap filling, one of the most important integrated grammar topics for CBSE. And you were learning that with DG, sir. I would request you to check out the pro subscription. Like the video if you really find it useful. Express your love by liking the video. Leave your valuable comments. Do not forget to share this video with your friends and near and dear ones and other students as well. So they are also learning. They also learn along with you guys. And we all learn together, become the best version of what we can be, because that is what this channel is about. This channel is not only English, right? It's personality development, public speaking sessions, and mind clarity. So in a way, this will help you to become a better version of what you can be. So that's it, guys. I'm signing off. Until next time, see you all in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.